So in this class, we're going to do what we're going to do here. We're going to configure the Cisco Packet Tracer. Cisco. So for those who want to learn the CCNA or networking fresher, there are multiple options are there to practice the network administrator codes. Okay. One of the option is there, Cisco Packet Tracer. Is the Cisco Packet Tracer. Cisco Packet Tracer. Here, what is the Cisco Packet Tracer? Is a comprehensive network simulation tool for teaching and learning to create network topologies, imitate the modern technologies. Imitate the modern technologies. This is the Packet Tracer. Where you can download. Here, official website is there. Go to the Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay. This is the website. What is the website name? Is www.netcat.com Cisco Packet Tracer, where we can download the Cisco Packet Tracer. Here, this is the link for the Cisco Packet Tracer. There is options are there how to learn, getting started Cisco Packet Tracer, exploring networking with Cisco Packet Tracer. There are multiple things are there. Okay. We need to download the Cisco Packet Tracer. We need to download the Cisco Packet Tracer. Here it is. The link is there. Here are multiple things. So here, I think where it is, I don't find any link here. Cisco Packet Tracer. I think we need to do the registration first. Instead of that, we'll go for this one. Here, there is an option is there, Cisco Packet Tracer, download. We download directly this one. Which one? Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay. It will directly download the Cisco Packet Tracer. It's downloading the Cisco Packet Tracer. But when you are logging in, we need to register with the Cisco Packet Tracer. Here we need to do registration. We need to do the registration for doing the Cisco Packet Tracer download, for practicing the CCNA or network administration or IoT, anything. Here, what we do here, already installed the Cisco Packet Tracer. This is the old version. I opened this one. This thing is the new version, and two versions are there. This is the old version and another new version is there. For new version, we need to do registration. This is Cisco Packet Tracer. If you see this, these are the options are there. Here in this side, in the bottom left here, having a routers and having a switches are there. So switches are there, having hubs and having a wireless devices. And this is the connections. And this is the end device. And these are the security device. This is the WAN devices. These are the custom made devices, and these are the multi-user connection. When they click on the routers here, it shows the multiple, like that, having a multiple routers are there. These are multiple series of routers are there. There is Cisco series 1841, there is 1941 router, 2620X series router, 2621 router, 2811 router, 2901 router, 2911 router. There is generic routers are there. These are the different types of series of router. When you click on switches here having switches also there. There are multiple switches also there. Okay. There is a 2950 24 port switch is there. 2950T switch is there. One minute, I'm getting why it is. Here when you click on this one, They having a switch models are there. The switch models are there. They having a router models are there. Okay, these are switch models, and these are the hubs, and these are the wireless devices. Here the switches are there. What are the types of switches? Series of switches that they are given: 2950, 2950T, 2960, generic router, generic this one, 3560 router, and generic switches are there. These are the multiple switches are there. Here I want to make a Cisco packet configuration, a basic LAN setup. Basic LAN setup. For LAN setup, we need a only switch only. For LAN, which one we think we need? What are the things we need for LAN? Here I am going to create a switch here. Okay, so I am going to first here I am going to create a LAN. The basic LAN setup, how we do the Cisco packet tracer. Okay, for this one, for LAN we need a switch. For WAN we need a router. I told you so many times. So WAN we need a switch. Okay, LAN we need a WAN we need a router. Here basic we are going to set up a basic LAN setup. Here I just drag and drop the switch. Drag and drop the switch here. Drag and drop the switch here. And you have a net end device. End devices are nothing but computer or laptop. Okay, these are the devices. I just here multiple devices are there. Here devices are there. Just select that device here, computer, and I'll just drag and drop. Drag and drop. Okay, drag and drop. Drag and drop. Here, drag and drop. Okay. Then what happens here? I want to make a connection to the switch to the computer. Here to make a connection here, click on the connection here. You have different connections are there. You are having a connection. Click on connections here. This is the cross. See this in the. This is a console cable. When I click on, it is showing here in the bottom which type of cable. Here this is the crossover. This is the fiber cable. This is the phone connectivity, and this is the straight cable. For connecting for the switch to the computer, we have a switch to computer. We use the straight cable. Use the straight cable. Here, how will you make a connection here? Click on the straight cable. Click on the switch port. Click on the port number and connect to the computer fast Ethernet. Again here, click on the computer. Click on the port of the switch. Here, click on the computer port fast Ethernet. Again, click on the this switch port 0/4. Then connect to the fast Ethernet. Here, click on the again here. Click on here. Click on here. And click on the fast Ethernet. Click on the fast Ethernet. Here, click on the port here. Click on the fast Ethernet and click at the connected to the computer. There is a switch is there. This is the switch is there. Here we created a what? We created a LAN. We created what? LAN. So this is a basic LAN setup. If you see here, basic LAN setup. So basic LAN setup, what things we needed? We needed for LAN, we needed switch. For when you need a WAN connectivity, we need a router. We need a router. We need a router. This is the switch is there. This is the switch is there. Okay. I just give here basic LAN setup. Basic LAN setup. Okay. Basic LAN setup. Understood? This is the basic LAN setup. This is the basic LAN setup. This basic LAN setup, this is the switch. This is the switch. Okay. And these are the PCs. These are the PCs. Here, this is the switch and these are the PCs. Here, how will you make it that every computer need an IP address? Every computer need an IP address. Then how will you assign IP address? For how will you assign IP address in Windows machine or Linux machine? For assigning IP address here, click on the Cisco Packet Tracer, this device. The computer, double click here. Here, double click here. See this one more time. I'll do. Just double click here. Okay. Once double click here. Here one having option is called desktop. I'll click on the desktop and click on the IP configuration. Click on the IP configuration. I am giving an IP address here 10.0.0.0, which is a class IP address. Which is a class IP address. What is the subnet mask for class 5? 255.0.0. I don't have a router, so I just leave it as a default gateway. Leave this default gateway. Understood? I'd assign IP address. Assign a IP address. Now, what is the IP address here? 10.0.0.2. Like that, we're going to assign all IP address for all machines. Okay, I just click on this machine again. Go to the desktop, click on the IP address 10.0.0.0.0.2, here subnet mask, and I assign the automatically populate the subnet mask. What is the subnet mask of class A? 255.0.0.0. Then again I will assign the IP address for this machine. Go to the desktop, click on the IP address, and I will give the IP address as 10.0.0.3. Okay, here again default gateway, you don't have any default gateway because we are not connected to router. Here and again here, go to the desktop here, click on IP configuration 10.0.0.0.4, click on the subnet mask and assign IP address. Again like that we are going to assign all computer IP addresses. For assigning IP address, click on this one, click on IP configuration, give the IP address here 10.0.0.0.5, and switch communicates within the same network only. It won't communicate for other network. Switch is a local area network device. Remember, the switch is a local area network device. Hub is also local area network device. A router is a wide area network device. Here I am going to the assign IP address here 10.0.0.6. Again assign the subnet mask. So now assign the IP address of all machine. For this one I assign 10.0.1. For this one I assign 10.02. For this one I assign 10.03. For this one I assign 10.04. For this one I assign 10.05. For this one I assign 10.06. Okay. So then how will you check the IP address? Go to the machine again, click on the machine here. We have a command prompt is there. We have a command prompt there. To know the IP address of the computer, for this one, type IP config. Type config. So when I type IP config, what is the IP address here? 10.0.0.1. 10.0.0.1. Again go to the second computer, go to the command prompt. To know the IP address, what is the command? IP config. Okay, IP config. What is the IP address here? 10.0.2. This is an IP address for the second machine. Again, if you go for third machine, then how will you know the IP address? Type IP config. Type IP config. What is the IP address? What is the IP? To know the IP address? IP config 10.0.3. Like that, we have checked the all IP addresses. For this one, I'll go last one. Go to the command prompt. Type IP config. Type IP config. Okay. So when I type here 10.0.6, this is an IP address. This is an IP address. How to check the connectivity with the all machine? We want to check the LAN connectivity. I told you to use the command ping. Okay. To check the connectivity, use the ping command. I just go to the first computer, click on the command here. Here check the other computers whether are connected to my computer. Here what is the other computer IP address? 10.0.2. Okay. When I type this, I am getting a reply. See this, I am getting a reply. What does mean that my 10.0 on my computer and 10.02 both are connected. I check for other computer. What is the other computer IP address? 10.03. Okay, 10.03. So I am getting again reply. Means that 10.01, 2, 3 are connected each other. Okay, again go for a 10.04. Still I am getting a 10.04. I am getting the reply from the 10.04 also. Again I will check the connectivity for the other machine 10.05. Okay. Okay, another machine IP address is 10.0.6. Okay, here I also am getting the reply. I told you the switch is to connect between the local area network connectivity. Local area connectivity. So whether I want to check the other IP address here, ping 10t.0.0.1, whether I will get the reply? Whether get the reply? We don't get, whether we get the reply. When you give the 20.0.1, whether I get the reply? Why? Because switch only communicate within the same LAN. Because the range of the IP address is 10.01, 10.02, 10.0 only. It won't get a communication. Why? Because the range is different. To connect this one to different network range, we go for the router. Router is a WAN device which makes a connection between two different networks. Okay. So what is that? Router is a WAN device. Whereas hub and switch are the local area network device. You got it? You got it or not? So now, so this is the basic LAN setup. This is the basic LAN setup. I want to do the WAN setup. I want to do the WAN setup here. There is an option is there, router. There are multiple series of the router. You can choose your according to your requirement. I just select a router here. Select a router here. Then the router and switch are both are the different devices. The different device. Again for different devices we need to connect which one? Straight through cable. Here click on the switch here. Okay. To connect the router here, before to connect the router, we need to assign the router port. We need to connect the assign the router port. To assign the router port here, for assigning the router port here, click on this one, router, and you have a option is there, config. Here option is there. Here, see this. Okay, there is a WAN interfaces are there. To connect to router to switch here, to where WAN interfaces are there. There are multiple WAN interfaces are there. WAC means WAN interface. Just drag and drop. Okay. So what happens here is cannot add the module when the power is on because we need to switch off the power here. Then only we connect to make a connection to the router to switch. Okay. Just switch off here. Just drag and drop. Just drag and drop. Again we need to switch on the router. Switch on the router. Done. Here again, how will we make a connection? We need to go for the straight cable. Select this cable and we'll connect the fast Ethernet to from fast Ethernet to switch fast Ethernet 0/24. Okay. Here why I am getting the red sign because of why I am getting the red sign is there because of we are not assigned any IP address for the router. When you assign the IP address for the router, you will get a green sign. Here all these are green. Means there is a connection between switch and the other computer. When you have a green connection, the connection is established. When it's red is there is no connection. So when we'll get the green because when you assign the IP address for the router, then you will get the green color. So this is the how to configure the Cisco Packet Tracer basic configuration. To how to assign a switch, how to IP address for the computer, and how to assign the IP address for the. We are not assign the IP address for the router. So next thing we're going to do the switch, router, and all computers. Understood?